Let us solve the exercise number 5 in the part A of R programming language lab. In this exercise, we are supposed to draw a histogram and also draw a frequency polygon for the table that is shown over here. So let's look at the question first. So the question reads as follows. The following table shows the time taken in minutes by 100 students to travel to school on a particular day. So what they have given over here is they have the time and they have the number of students. So the time that they have given is 0 to 5 minutes. So because they said it in minutes, 5 students are traveling, then 5 to 10, 25 students take 25 students take 5 to 10 minutes to travel to school, and 40 students take 10 to 15 minutes to go to school, and so on and so forth. So we are supposed to use this one and then draw a histogram as well as a frequency polygon. So let me go ahead with the program. I'm going to go to the Art Studio and I'm going to click on File and I'm going to go and I'm going to say Art Script here. And let us start the program and let us first look at this table. So I'm going to get this frequency distribution first. So what we have here is the lower limit. Let's consider the lower limit. So that is the lower limit here is the 5, 0, then 5, then 10, then 15, then 20. So you notice that all of them are differing by 5. So 0 to 5 and 5 to 10. So you notice 10 to 15, you notice, and 15 to 20. All of them are differing by 5. So that is one thing that you will realize. So all of them are 5 units there. And let us look at the upper limit. So you have this 5, 10. Again, difference is 5. 10 and 15, upper limit. If you just take the upper limit, you notice that. So for every class that you have here, the difference is 5 units. So let's start getting these values first, the lower limit and the upper limit. So I'm going to go to my project here. And then I'm going to take the lower limit. You can take L as the lower limit. But I will, you can, it's up to you how you want to take it, or you can take LL as the lower limit. Okay. So let me take a L itself. So lower limit is, what is it? It's a sequence. So it's a sequence that starts from 0 to 5, 0 to how many is this one? So it starts from 0 and then goes to 5, 10, 15, and 20. So starting from 0 up to 20 it is going. So I'm going to just type 0 to 20. And each one, as I've already told you, each one is differing by 5. So the difference is 5 here, and the difference is 5 here, and so on and so forth. So each differs by 5. So this is what I have it here. So if you just take it and just run it, you are going to get a sequence. You can just look at the sequence here 0, 5, 10, 15, 20. So you can just look at the value that you got. Okay, so all of them are numerical. Let's try to get the upper limit now. I'm going to use the upper limit. And what is the upper limit again? It is a sequence starting from, so you start from 5. So upper limit is starting from 5, 10, 15, 20, and 25. So 5 to 25, and again each of them are differing by 5. So the difference between them individual is 5. So let's get the sequence, one more sequence. So you are starting from 5 and you are going up to 25, and each of them are differing by 5. So that is it. You are, in other words, you are starting from 5, then you are going up to 25. Each of them is differing by 5. So this is what is you have done. So if you just run this, you get this. So 0 to 5, 5 to 10, 10 to 15, 15 to 20, 20 to 25. So this is what you are getting 0 to 5, 5 to 10 to 15, and 15 to 20, 20 to 25. So you got this much. Now, let us try to go and get the next part. And what is this next part? Next part is number of students. So let's get that thing, number of students. So we can say number of student. I'm going to say number STD. And what is this number STD? Number STD is you are supposed to get the sequence of the vector here. So let us look at the what are the values which are there: 5, 25, 40, 17, and 13. So I'm going to take these values. So number of students is 5. First range is 5, then 25, then 40, then 50, 17, and then 13. So these values. So let's I'm going to type on that one after the other. So you start from 5, then 25, then I think 40, then 17, hopefully, then 40, then 17, then 30. Okay, so then 30. So you got all the values there. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the midpoint of all of these. So midpoint of this class. So 0 to 5, midpoint is 2.5. So this is 2.5. 5 to 10, midpoint is 7.5. Okay. Similarly, 10 to 15 midpoint is 12.5. So I get the midpoint of these uh, class rate. Okay, so let us go and let us create that thing. So I'm going to just call it as mid. How can I get the mid? Mid is nothing but lower limit plus upper limit divided by 2. So that is the thing. So lower limit is 0, 0 plus 5 by 2. So this is 2.5. 5 plus 10, that is 15 by 2, 12.5. 15 plus 10 plus 15, that is 25 by 2. It is roughly 17 point something. No, no, sorry, this is 12 point something you are going to get. This is 7.5. This is 12.5 and so on. So you are going to get this mid value. So let me try to execute these two things. It's just for your understanding. So you get this midpoint values over here. That is what is mixed all together. Okay. So, or mid BCA. Sorry, I thought that this is the mid. But I was actually looking at this value and then figuring out how did didn't get the value. So if you notice over here, that is the mid. So if you notice over here, this is the mid. The mid is a 0 plus 5. This is the lower limit. This is the upper limit by 2, that is 2.5. Next one is 5 and 10 by 2, that is 7.5. And next one 10 plus 15, that is 12.5, and so on. So you get of the mid value. And the number of students as given in the question, that is what I have done over here. So this is that. Okay. Now, how to get the histogram? So let's look at the histogram. Histogram will tell you how many times this is getting repeated. So I'm going to say, see, what I got here is within this class range, within this class 0 and 5, I got the mid value. So I'm going to repeat this mid value, that is 2.5, with the number of students. So what is the number of students? Number of students is 5 here. So if you look at here, number of students is 5 here. Okay. What is the mid value of this 0 and 5? 2.5. So I'm going to repeat this 2.5 5 times. So this mid value, I'm going to repeat it 5 times. Similarly, what is the midpoint of this 5 and 10? It is 7.5. So I will take this 7.5 and repeat it 25 times. Okay. So what is the midpoint of this? 10 and 15, 12.5. So I get this 12.5 and I will repeat this 40 times. Okay. So in other words, this mid value, whatever I am getting, 2.5, 7.5, and 12.5. So all these mid value what I'm getting, mid value, mid, not this value, the middle value that what I'm getting, or the half the value that I'm getting. I will repeat it with the as far as the number of students are there. So if it is 2.55 times, if it is 17.5, 17 times, 20 to 25, that is 22.5, and I'm going to repeat it 13 times. How can I repeat this value? So it is easier to repeat the value in your R, and the way in which you can take any value, repeat R, X, anything you can take it, I will take it as X. And how can I repeat it? There is a function called as a repeat, which will replicate the elements of the vector in the field. So you repeat what you are supposed to repeat. Repeat this middle value, that is mid. How many times? So this mid value 2.5 has to be repeated with the 5 times. 7.5 has to be repeated 25 times, 12.5 40 times. So how many times? Number of student times. So many times you have to repeat it. So repeat it as far as the number of students. So repeat this one. So I'm going to just run this one, just show you what it has done. So I repeat this value. Is there any error? Number is filled. So this yes, I wrote it in capital. So here, yes, I wrote it in capital. So let me rerun it one more time, and we got it. So if you notice over here, it is repeating. If I just print this, I will just print it. This is not really required. I'll print this X for understanding. That's all. So I'm going to repeat this, and you will notice a very huge times. So how many times? So 2.5 is repeating 5 times. So you notice 5 times it is repeated. How many times? 7.5 has to be repeated. It is number of students, that is 25 times. You notice you can count, and you can be sure that it is repeated. And next one is 40 times. You notice so many times it is getting repeated, and so on and so forth. So it is getting repeated so many times. You get the repetition. Now, based on this replication, you can simply generate the histogram. So how can you generate the histogram? To generate the histogram, you have the function hist. Okay? By the way, if you really don't know which function has to be used and so on, so forth, you come to this point, or you can run it there, put a question mark here, put here, question mark, and question mark, and then type the hist and press enter, and you will notice if it is connected or not connected. So, you will get the, because I'm not connected here. Okay. So you got the histogram, you got the help here. You notice the help here, how to use this. They will tell you all the details that say. The first one is the vector. So the first value is the vector, and that is why I have taken it as x here. So the first one is the vector x. So vector x is this one, this whole thing that you notice that's the vector. Okay. Then you have lot of things here, breaks. Okay. So let's write the breaks also. So breaks, if you look at here, breaks. Okay. Where is the where is the break? Where is the break? So the breaks. Okay. It is going to tell you how many, see, how the histogram will look like. You notice the histogram is like this, but it is touching. It is touching here. Okay, and other one is also touching. So this kind of thing. Now this where it has to break at the 5. So that is it at the 5. Okay, so I'm going to say breaks is equal to 5. So I'm going to say where is it? I'm typing. So let's say breaks. Okay. So giving the breakpoint between the histogram cells, between one cell and the other cell, you know very well. So histogram will look like this is one. Then the next will come like this. So this, not this break, because I will not be able to. Isn't that they are touched? Okay. So this is 5. This division is 5. Next division, if you are doing it, next division is also 5. So 5 division. That is what it is the name. So breaks is 5. I'm going to take the breaks as 5. Then I will not waste too much of time. You can have the frequency and so on and so forth. What is the next thing that I'm going to take is the main label, X label and Y label. You know very well, whenever you draw a graph, so if you draw a graph, you write the heading here, you write something on the x-axis and something on the x-axis, something on y-axis. That is the x-axis label and y-axis label, and the main heading. So these are all the labels that we are supposed to write. So I'm going to say this is where I'm typing. So let's click here, and I'm going to say main. Okay, that is the main label that we are talking about. And what you can do, frequency distribution or histogram, whatever it is you say, frequency distribution, or you can say what is the let's say frequency distribution. What is this program all about? Okay. The x-axis is time taken by the student, number of this one. Okay, let's say frequency distribution. There is no other thing I will get it frequency distribution. Okay. If you find some other name, this is just the heading that we are writing. And what is the x label? So this is the x label. Well, in the x-axis, what we are taking? X-axis, we are taking the time interval. So this is the time interval. So you take the time interval. In the y-axis, what you are going to take? The y label, what you are going to take. So y-axis definitely number of students. The time versus number of students. So you get to write number of students. So you write that thing. And again, if you really want to do something, let's see whether it has come. And I will just break this thing. So if you just select it and if you run it, what you're going to get. This is what you're going to get. Without anything, you're going to get it. Number of students, and this is enough for your examination. So if at all you want to put the colors, some students are doing the color, they have not asked to put it in color. You put it in black and white, that is also enough for us. Okay. Next, what is the next thing? Next thing that this is the histogram story is over. Next one, what they said is draw a polygon, a frequency polygon. What is this? A frequency polygon is you are going to draw the midpoint here. You are going to draw a curve like this. So I cannot draw it using the mouse, but hope you get this one. So you've done it in your examination. This kind of graph you're going to get it. That is connecting the midpoint. So first get the let us first highlight the midpoints here. So I'm going to go here, and I'm going to plot all the midpoints there. So what is the meaning of saying plotting the midpoint? I am going to plot this midpoint here, midpoint here, midpoint here, midpoint here, and midpoint here. I'm going to plot them. So how can I plot that? You know very well. Yeah, I want to get the midpoint. You know very well. The midpoint is 2.5. In between 0 and 5, midpoint is this one, and midpoint is 7.5 here. But what is this height? This is going to give you what is this height. This height is number of students. So this is 5. What is this one? This is 25. You know this one. This is 40 and so on. So against what? Against the what do you say? Against the number of students. Number is a type S in capital STD. Number STD. If you just select it and if you run it, what you are going to get? You get the points there. The mid value. Okay, you got this mid value there. Okay. What is that? But I'm going to copy this one. I'm a bit lazy. So I'm going to copy the main title, that is the frequency distribution, and the distribution. Okay, my spelling is proper. I suppose X label and Y label. I'm going to copy this one. Sorry about that. So I'm a bit lazy in the typing, so I will copy this one. Control C, and I'm going to paste it here. Otherwise, I have to type that whole thing again. So I will type this whole thing. So this same thing, main and time interval and this one. So I just saved some time there instead of typing. So I will just run it, and you got it. Number of students, so time interval, and frequency. You got this one. Now the only thing is you need to connect to that. So how can I connect to them? Just press enter here. And how can I connect? I'm going to use the lines and how to draw the lines. So use the same story. You will copy this one, Control C and Control V. Okay, you just draw this line that this is not really required. You just draw the line. It select it and just run it. And you got the frequency that is getting connected. So this is your what is it? This is your frequency polygon that you have drawn. So this is what you are supposed to do in this particular exercise. So in this small exercise. Thank you for your interest. We will meet again in the other exercise. Thank you.